You're sleeping. I'm making money.
You don't know what is going on. We are making money, you are sleeping. You don't know what is going on, eh?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Nikki, and if you're not new here, welcome back. So in today's video, I decided to try something a little bit different. I am on my balcony. We're gonna do like a little bit of a chat. It is early March. Actually, it's mid-March. It's March 17th today. And I took some pictures, so you should go check out my Instagram. I really hope that I'm real with myself and I post the reel that I have planned out. So I post a reel, so go check it out. And I have a new TikTok up, so go check that out as well. Today, we are gonna get into something to do with like a lesson that I'm learning, a journey that I'm on. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the difference between intuition and anxiety. I have been on this journey of learning about myself, healing, becoming the best version of myself, which I feel like is a very common theme amongst people in their 20s. And right now, I feel like a lot of people are striving to be better, at least like on my feed, that's what I see. So, and it's what I'm definitely interested in, and just like learning how to unlearn. I think a lot of what my journey is so far is me unlearning the harmful programming which inherently everyone is taught, because we live in a society where there are norms that you stick to that are expected of you. There are gender norms, there are social norms. I know that there are different subsets of norms. So things like laws, and then like culture things, so like saying please and thank you, and using a fork and a knife when you eat, and that kind of stuff. All that stuff is taught. When we come into this world, we are black. Well, we're literally little pure beings that don't know anything, and we're so close to God. Like, at least that's what I believe. I feel like children are the closest to God because they just came out of that hole. They just yeah, maybe I shouldn't say that. So in my journey, I'm definitely starting to learn the difference between intuition and anxiety. I think if you have been following my acupuncture videos, you know that I have anxiety. It's not diagnosed. It's just something that I very, very strongly resonate with, and have resonated with it from a pretty young age. So because of that, I started acupuncture, and I have been seeing a lot of change post acupuncture and through acupuncture. And I just wanted to share some of the insights that I have learned, not only just through acupuncture, but through experience, and just through years of me trying to unlearn terrible stories that are often told to people, that put a cap on their potential and are essentially there to box them in. I listened to this podcast, and someone said, I need to find which podcast it is, but someone said that they were having a hard time learning the difference between intuition and anxiety, because like, like, what is the difference? I feel like when you're not in touch with your body, and if your nervous system has been wrecked from like years of trauma, or like not even years, like any type of trauma, whether it's subtle or in your face, kind of like physical or emotional, mental, any type of trauma leaves an imprint on you, and it changes your brain chemistry, it changes your well-being, and that highly impacts your nervous system. And I learned that a lot through Body Keeps the Score, which I've talked about on this channel before. That was a great book. When your nervous system is dysregulated, it's hard for you to be able to tell between, am I uncomfortable in this situation because it's my intuition, or am I uncomfortable in this situation because it's me being anxious about every single thing? I feel like a lot of people who have anxiety sometimes are like, I'm anxious about every single thing, so how am I supposed to be able to tell if this is a deep-seated feeling, which is kind of like how this podcast described intuition. Intuition is more like a nudge, and then anxiety is kind of more a result of fear, and it's like it's an uncomfortability that feels fear-based, and intuition feels a little bit more like a nudge, like a gentle nudge from your inner knowing. So I guess if you're someone who is kind of like how I was, and kind of very desensitized from what my body is feeling, and very oblivious to what my body was telling me because of years of ignoring what my body is saying. And I can give like some relatable examples of this. When I was in high school, I would pull all-nighters. I feel like quite a few people pull all-nighters. And I'm not even talking about real all-nighters, because I really need right now 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Otherwise, I'm a cranky mess and nobody wants to deal with me. And I was very similar in high school as well. So my all-nighters would be until like 3 a.m. So in those days, 3 or 4 a.m., in those days when I'd have to pull those all-nighters, I would ignore the tired and be like, hey, I will rest on the weekend or whatever it is. And then I also was a huge party goer when I was in high school, so I wouldn't rest on the weekends, and I would eventually reach this point where I have so much burnout, and I was used to that feeling. So I had burnout even when I was resting, even when I'm getting like 8 to 10 hours of rest a day, and then I go back to school and I just don't feel rested. I feel tired, I feel exhausted, I feel like drained. Those are signs of burnout, ladies and gentlemen. And I didn't know that. And extended long periods of burnout can lead to depression, or lead to like different mental disorders that are long lasting. So avoiding burnout was one of the best things that I did to regulate my nervous system. So ways that I have been doing that, I feel like I talk about this all the time, but yoga has helped me learn what it feels like when my body is talking to me. Now when I'm tired, even if it just means that I take like a 20-minute nap, or if I don't go to work that day, because I have the privilege to do that. I haven't had the privilege to do that before. I would like try and find ways to fit in more sleep, which is something that I feel like a lot of people struggle with, like getting enough sleep, because of the way we're conditioned in this society to be always on the go, always grinding and hustling. And like you people, have you guys heard that TikTok, or I don't know, is it on Twitter, where it's like, you're sleeping, I'm making money.
You don't know what is going on. We are making money, you are sleeping. You don't know what is going on, eh? We are making money. Gun shit, man. Gun shit.
You guys are sleeping and I'm making money. Like, why is the grind so normalized? I actually just want to do what those mice are doing, where they're jumping around and having fun. Like, I want that to be normalized. Okay, a second thing that has helped so much is journaling. I try to journal every single night. Oh, no, that is not true. I try to journal at least 3 to 4 times a week. I try to do it every other day, but there are times when I slip up. Journaling helps me feel like, okay, I don't, because I feel like a lot of what anxiety is like these thoughts. You're sitting there and you're anxious and you're ruminating. You're sitting with your thoughts for hours and hours. At least that's what it was like for me. I would pick apart things. Oh my gosh. Sometimes I do catch myself still doing this. I try not to ruminate anymore, because that's how I get into spirals. Like, I remember I had a lot of like body image issues, and that was a large contributor to levels of anxiety that I was experiencing, especially like when I did swimming in high school, and I would hate going swimming because I'd have to wear a bathing suit and everyone could see my back rolls. Like that was very much an anxiety riddling experience, because of how much I would think about people caring about what my back looks like, when in reality I think people are more interested in what their back looks like, or at least they should be. And I feel like this is something that is definitely ingrained in us. Like we are in this society, we are taught to like look at your peers, look at how far they've come, and you know, put some sort of pressure on you. I do admit sometimes I do look at myself and I do slip into comparison and be like, and looking at myself like, oh, at this age I wish that I had accomplished more, or like was further in my career, or was doing more. But I'm literally 24. If I am planning to live a life up to 70, 80, 90 years, I have literally not even done a little drop in the bucket. Like, I have such a long way to go. Life is beautiful and I do have time. So I've kind of been, that's a quote that I've been resonating with a lot. Like, I feel like, especially with the sun being out again, and like the sun's not setting at 3 p.m. anymore, and I just feel like I'm starting to wake up and feel more alive and feel like life is such an amazing experience that I get to experience, and I'm just gonna turn up and have so much fun. I think I'll just quickly wrap this video up and just touch on what the main differences I'm finding between intuition and anxiety, just to wrap things up. And feel free to comment like if you resonate with this, if you feel like you also relate to struggling to find to see the difference between like your intuition type. Also comment down below if you're also the type of person that it's hard for you to be like, okay, I have a feeling I shouldn't attend this party, or I have a feeling I shouldn't be talking to this person, or I have a feeling that I should quit my job, or I have a feeling that this isn't serving me anymore. But you're also trying to understand if it's your anxious programming trying to get you away from a social gathering, or your anxiety trying to self-sabotage a job that you really want, or like things like that. I really struggled with, and I found that I would always have to check in with my friends and double check to see like, am I making the right decision, even though this is 100% my life. I'm not neglecting the importance of community though, because community is so important, and I feel like in this individualistic society a lot of people don't like to touch on how important community is. But that's what we are as human beings. We desire connection, we desire togetherness, and that is not something that should be undermined or pretend like it doesn't exist, because it very much does exist. So yeah, just to wrap this video up, I classify feelings of anxiety as alarming, fear-inducing, ruminating, so overwhelmed that it causes panic. I feel like that's anxiety talking to me. But intuition to me feels like a really good feeling about something, or it feels like a nudge, or it feels like a hint that I'm going the right way. So I hope you resonated with this idea, and if you didn't, thanks for sticking it out to the end. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and thank you so much to the people who have been. We have hit 50 subscribers. Thank you so much to all 50 of you that are part of the family, and I do see the people who be viewing and liking, so thank you so much to you too. And yeah, I'm excited to see this family grow. Honestly, I love the community that I'm building. I have people be commenting such kind things to me, so thank you for that. And yeah, obviously 2024, we got this content moving. We're on a roll. Stay tuned, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.